Hello, today we will read Deuteronomy chapter 14. In 13 it was about worship no one but God only, because God is very jealous and he don't share his that right to no one but to just Jesus Christ. But even Jesus Christ is a part of God and is a person from God, and or how can I say, now let's see chapter 14. Let's read it. You are the children of the Lord your God. Do not cut yourselves or shave the front of your heads for the dead, for you are a people holy to the Lord your God. So no cutting yourself for the dead, or for even if you had depressions or something like that. Out of all the peoples on the face of the earth, the Lord has chosen you to be his treasured possession. Do not eat any detestable thing. These are the animals whom you may eat: the ox, the sheep, the goat, the deer, the gazelle, the roe deer, the wild goat, the ibex, the antelope, and the mountain sheep. You may eat any animal that has a split hoof divided in two and that chews the cud. However, of those that chew the cud, or that have a split hoof completely divided, you may not eat the camel, the rabbit, or the coney. Although they chew the cud, they do not have a split hoof. They are ceremonially unclean for you. The pig is also unclean. Although it has a split hoof, it does not chew the cud. You are not to eat their meat or touch their carcasses. Wow. Even don't touch their carcasses. Or all the creatures living in the water. You may eat any that has fins and scales. But anything that does not have fins and scales you may not eat. For you it is unclean. You may eat any clean bird, but this you may not eat: the eagle, the vulture, the black vulture, the red kite, the black kite, and any kind of falcon, any kind of raven, the horned owl, the scratch owl, the ghoul, any kind of hawk, the little owl, the great owl, the white owl, the desert owl, the osprey, the cormorant, the stork, any kind of heron, the hoopoe, and the bat. All flying insects that swarm are unclean to you. Do not eat them. But any winged creature that is clean you may eat. Do not eat anything you find already dead. You may give it to an alien living in any of your towns, and he may eat it, or you may sell it to a foreigner. But you are a people holy to the Lord your God. Do not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. This is something different, but it's something that is immoral. I mean, from that milk, the young goat should drink that milk from her mother. And God cannot look at this. Even if God allowed them to kill animals and to eat them, He cannot watch this. Do not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. And we cannot joke. Okay, God allowed us to kill animals and to eat their flesh prepared without blood. Blood was not okay. Even the grease, the fat, the grease was forbidden for the Israelites. In the New Testament, the fat is not anymore forbidden, but the blood it is always. Be sure to set aside a tenth of all that your fields produce each year. Eat the tithe of your grain, new wine and oil, and the firstborn of your herds and flocks, in the presence of the Lord your God, and at the place He will choose as a dwelling for His name, so that you may learn to revere the Lord your God always. But if that place is too distant, and you have been blessed by the Lord your God, and cannot carry your tithe, because the place where the Lord will choose to put His name is so far away, then exchange your tithe for silver, and take the silver with you, and go to the place the Lord your God will choose. Use the silver to buy whatever you like, cattle, sheep, wine, or other fermented drink, or anything you wish. Then you and your household shall eat there in the presence of the Lord your God and rejoice. So God allowed near the place that the Lord will choose to be like a market for the people who were so far away to carry all the animals, all the cattle with them, and they should just they could just sell them, and with that silver, with that money, they could buy from there, from that market, from the people from nearby. Use the silver or anything you wish. Then you and your household shall eat there in the presence of the Lord your God and rejoice. And do not neglect the Levites living in your towns, for they have not allotment or inheritance of their own. At the end of every 3 years, bring all the tithes of that year's produce and store it in your towns, so that the Levites, who have not allotment or inheritance of their own, and the aliens, the fatherless and the widows who live in your towns, may come and eat and be satisfied. So, at the end of every 3 years, bring all the tithes of that year's produce and store it in your towns. Why? For what? So that the Levites who have not allotment or inheritance of their own, they were depending on the other people's gifts from God to the God, but they were between them and God, and they were preparing the things for God, the sacrifices, and they were there. I mean, they the priest. The Levites helped the priest there. And the aliens, the fatherless, and the widows who live in your towns may come and eat and be satisfied. And so that the Lord your God may bless you in all the work of your hands. Wow. If you take care of the others, if you just think at yourself, you will become selfish. And you will know it's very hard to produce something. But if you will help other people, God will see this, and that kindness, that thing will turn away to you in some ways, and God will bless you. Like here it says, and so that the Lord your God may bless you in all the work of your hands. I wish to find some people who really need my help, if I can help someone. But still, may the God enlighten me in that way too. Or I don't know what is God's purposes for me. What He will work with me. Okay, that was the chapter. May the God bless me, protect me, and delight me in the next chapter 2. And if you want, you will see me there too. God bless you all, and goodbye.